Arsenal have never had such a start to a Premier League season. Even though Manchester City have added the robot erling haaland to their squad, who continues to break goal records, the mighty Arsenal find themselves at the top of the table approaching the World Cup break. The significant signing of ex-Manchester City player Gabriel Jesus has seen the Gunners finally secure the striker they've been looking for years. Jesus offers much more mobility and threat in front of goal and an insane amount of pressing as well. The Brazilian striker also brings a winning mentality to the squad, which is crucial in a team full of young and inexperienced players. Although Arsenal haven't been a legit title contender for quite some time, Mikel Arteta has created a dominant side that is now truly ready to launch a full attack on the Premier League. With Arteta having spent 3 years as Pep Guardiola's assistant at Manchester City, the Spanish manager has now seemingly found the right balance to seriously challenge his close friend for the Premier League title. We saw glimpses of Arteta's foundations in the recent Amazon All or Nothing documentary, but unfortunately it came one season too early. Arteta and the Arsenal board began building a young squad with speedy and skillful players. But it was the recent summer transfer window that saw the correct balance of youth and experience come together to help the Gunners return to the top. Pep Guardiola recently told reporters that Arsenal are back. With patience and with Mikel, who changed not just the team but the club, this is already a factor and they are already contenders. October has always proved to be a tricky month for the Arsenal, as a tough collection of fixtures has usually left them a few points off the top spot, with the team struggling to regain the lost ground throughout the rest of the campaign. However, Arteta's team just went 5 for 5, winning all of their games and seeing off rivals Tottenham and Liverpool in the process, and have now just recently beaten Chelsea at their own stadium as well. Their only loss of the campaign has come against Manchester United, where the result could easily have been different, as the Gunners have a goal overturned by VAR and hit the woodwork as well. A huge positive for Arsenal fans is that Arteta has now taught the players how to win games, even when they are having an off day. Arguably, their worst tactical performance of the season came against Leeds, where the Gunners still managed to collect all 3 points. In the past, games like these would have ended in a draw or potentially a loss. However, the newly revolutionized squad has begun to mature and show early characteristics of champions. Arteta said just after that game, "I just love the relentless passion the team played with and how we found a way to win. This is not a coincidence, but something special." The Spanish manager took over the club in 2019, where he found a divided dressing room and an underwhelming culture in the club. Many players showed poor attitudes, were late to training, and the general mood around the club was below par. However, since the beginning, Mikel has set out to create the right culture around the club, and after a bit of time and trust, the club has turned a new leaf. Arteta is a coach that generally likes to lead by example, and he generally arrives super early to training, encouraging the players to do so as well. It has recently been reported as well that Arteta likes to plan themed lunches, helping the foreign players feel at home at the club. For instance, due to the large amount of Brazilian players in the squad, news recently came out that the club planned a Brazilian-themed event with flags, staff dressed in yellow, and the team enjoying South American food and dishes. Actions such as these may seem pointless to some, but the cohesion and closeness of the players has transitioned onto the pitch as well, with several players in the form of their careers, especially ex-captain Granit Xhaka. Having been stripped of the captaincy 2 months before Arteta's arrival, the Spanish coach offered him a chance of redemption. The player has now become a leader on the pitch and in the dressing room, and has scored more goals this season than his past 3 campaigns combined. The defensive errors and red cards are seemingly a thing of the past, with Granit being a regular starter in Arteta's squad. Arteta also went on a spending spree, bringing in young but technical players that were willing to show their worth and fight for their spot on the team. Possibly more importantly, Mikel got rid of many aging and problematic players in order for his core to develop without any poor influences. Because of this, Arsenal now have the second youngest squad in the league, with an average age of 24 years old. Arsenal fans are still skeptical as the season is still relatively young. However, things haven't looked this good in a while. and they can finally get behind a coach who has a proper plan and foundation for the club he loves. Do you feel that Arsenal will have their hands on trophies come the end of the season, or will they fall apart as they have many times in the recent past? Comment below, and thanks for staying between the lines.